Good morning and welcome to Thought for the Day on this Monday. Today's the day in the church calendar when we remember St. Peter and St. Paul in the contemporary calendar and just St. Peter in the traditional prayer book calendar. A time known as Petertide, the time of ordinations for some cathedrals, though things are very different this year under COVID-19. And so reflection this morning really is very short, but it's a thought about Peter because I love Peter's character and I see, thankfully, a bit of Peter in me at times. Um, Not always the good stuff, but Peter, the faithful one who walked away and came back and was redeemed, the rock on which the church was built. I'd just like to reflect momentarily on one of those real key tales and stories from Peter's life walking alongside Jesus in ministry. When Peter walked on the water. Yeah, the story is Jesus walking on the water in our Bibles. And Peter saying, "If that's you, Lord, then call me to come." And Jesus did. But Peter got out of the boat and he walked on the water until the point when he was distracted from looking at Jesus, saw the waves around him, fear took over, and then Jesus had to save him and take him back to the boat and back to safety. In a sense, this sort of chimes with me because where have we been for the last 12 weeks or so? Um, we've kind of been out of the boat in a way. We've been out of the church building. Yes, we opened All Saints Church yesterday for private prayer, but we've been doing different things. We've been, some of it taking risks. We've been doing all sorts of other things. And that has been an exciting time in a way, in the midst of chaos, in the midst of pain, in the midst of loss around coronavirus and COVID-19. At the same time, there's been an awful lot of innovation, an awful lot of things the church as a whole has done differently. Perhaps we could say the church, like Peter, has got out of the boat. And my prayer really this morning is in that we have fixed our eyes on Jesus and we've kept following. There's new guidance has come out literally in the last few hours for what we need to do for opening churches for worship. And I'm starting to process that so I can share it with the PCCs. It's pretty challenging, I'll be honest. But Jesus guided Peter back to the safety of the boat as he went with him. As we do start to reopen our church buildings, let's keep this sense of faith, this sense of adventure, this sense of perhaps taking risk that we've learned over the last few weeks and take that forward with us as we kind of get back into the boat, as we get back to some sort of new normality of worshipping together in our buildings over time. So let's see what develops. And I'd really appreciate your prayers and your thoughts as I and as the PCCs navigate this next stage of relaxation of lockdown. But let's be like Peter. Let's be adventurous. Let's be a little bit impetuous in what we do. And let's love the Lord with all our hearts. Amen.